Hello and welcome to you wherever you are watching this video from. This is a short video and I will discuss in this short video on the key factors that will influence the decision to switch from surface mining to underground mining. The first key factor is the stripping ratio. That is when the stripping ratio becomes excessive. In open pit mining, the stripping ratio is the ratio of waste rock is to ore, or in other words, the ratio of how much waste to be removed to expose or reveal the amount of ore. Now, as depth increases, waste volume increases geometrically. Haulage distances increases, and slope stability requires wider pit walls. So when all these three factors combine together, the cost of removing the waste exceeds the value of recovered ore, and underground mining becomes more economical, or in other words, underground mining must be considered. The second factor is the ore body depth. That is when the ore body depth exceeds the economic pit limit. So there is a depth at which the pit shell reaches the ultimate pit limit, and beyond this depth, waste removal cost will become greater than the revenue generated from the ore. And when that is the case, the open pit becomes uneconomic and underground access is required. Now, typical transition depths globally for gold deposits, when depth reaches from 200 to 500 meters, the decision must be considered or taken to consider switching to underground mining. For copper deposits at the depth range of 300 to 700 meters, the decision must be taken to consider switching to underground mining. In copper deposit, the depth varies depending on grade and geometry. The third key factor is the environment or land constraints. Underground mining may be preferred when surface disturbance must be minimized, communities are nearby, and therefore surface mining or open pit mining cannot expand towards these communities, or surface mining cannot continue to destroy the environment near these communities. Then there is the terrain. If the terrain is mountainous, as is common in PNG, then underground mining must be the option to consider. And the last factor is the high rainfall. High rainfall increases slope instability risk, and therefore, if that is the case, then underground mining must be preferred. The last and final factor is the need for higher selectivity. So if the ore body is narrow and the grade varies significantly and dilution must be minimized, then underground mining allows selective extraction, and that should be the option to consider. When such scenarios or such situations present, then the option to consider for underground mining must be considered. Thank you for listening. This is the end of this short video.